have to cry no more.
I tell you, we won't church.
We won't have to cry no more.
Hey, welcome again to another segment of Keep It Simple, Sir. Keep it simple, Senorita. Keep it simple, Sister. Thanks to God. Keep it simple. And we have another great production for you today. And the subject today is, who is my neighbor? Who is my neighbor? And we'll be looking at the scripture text today from Luke 10 and 27. We have a beautiful group of people on our set today. And I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. Praise God. I'm going to start to my right, and we're going to wing it right around to the final rider here.
I'm Mike Kilmer. I'm the treasurer, Riders for Life.
And get in touch with you?
Oh, if you want to get in touch with us at Riders for Life, we're at 510 Oxford State Road in Middletown, Ohio. We are also on Facebook, Riders for Life Riders Club. You can check us out there.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm Valerie Woodridge. I'm a Riders for Life member and patch member. And
how we get in touch with you?
down at 510 Oxford State Road.
All right, all right.
I'm Robert Ian, owner of One More Ride Motorcycle Hearse Company out of Middletown, Ohio. I'm also a U.S. Marine veteran.
Okay.
I bought this motorcycle hearse almost 3 years ago. My wife thought I was crazy. Maybe I am. But if you need my help, it's 513-465-0967.
All
And,
right. And the email or?
Email is bobian@yahoo.com.
All right. We have a great and interesting production for you today. We want to find out a little bit more about this beautiful group of people that you may see fly past you on the highway or on the side street, and learn a little some inside information. And I hope you learned a bit today. But from my biblical scripture today, we're looking at the book of Luke 10 and 27. And it was interesting that passage of scripture we chose, because when Christ was teaching on neighbors and loving your neighbor as yourself, one of the gentlemen decided to sort of rightly understand or justify himself. He asked the question, who is my neighbor? And the 23rd verse said, but he, wanting to justify himself, said to Jesus, who is my neighbor? And that's when Jesus began to give him that story about the Good Samaritan. That Good Samaritan, which was basically understanding a biracial person of two different races, and it was not looked upon as being average citizen, but yet he had the heart to stop on a beggar, that was a person that was beaten on the side of the road that he didn't even know anything about, and take care of him, even pay for his lodges until he got well. So the whole story was to let the gentleman know your neighbor is whoever needs you. And I believe from talking with you a little bit earlier, neighborly thing that you guys do. But before we get to that point, I want to share something, a video clip we have, something recently we all met together on the 911, recognizing the first responders and the memorial of those that lost loved ones during that 911 occasion, what you want to call it, occasion, trouble, problem.
Yeah.
As we watch this together here. That seemed to be over at the church there. We went halfway on that.
I think you're right. At the Gingrich Community Church.
Gingrich, after we laid over and decided.
Yeah.
And we had driven, several cities
Yes.
around the Dayton area. Tip City, Union. What were some of the other cities that we went through?
I don't know.
We was enjoying the ride.
Yeah.
All the way around Dayton, Riverside.
Beaver Creek.
Right, Beaver Creek, yep.
And we were so grateful for those law enforcement first responders that help us
Yes, all
to
along
get
the way.
through their city.
Yep.
It was a blessing that they looked, and everybody's not that willing,
No.
but we're very thankful that everyone had the same
The
heart
ones that did, yes.
and remembering. And you know, I must add, a lot of times we forget about that 911, but we have a lot of first responders that are yet dying or sick from the fallout, what happened that day. Sometimes they sort of forget those things. You know, like the things that's in the past, or it's over with. Well, yet it's almost as bad as the fallout Hiroshima.
Right.
After the atom bomb fell, how many thousand people, 100,000 people died after that, the fallout? And sometimes when we look at our first responders, these men really don't get the appreciation.
Right. And women.
And women that they deserve.
Right.
So I'm so happy you guys that showed up, and we got to meet, I think, a third year I wrote with you guys. And,
Yes.
And basically, and now the young ladies that directing it, I recruited them. But tell us a little bit more about your group here at One More Ride.
It's a small, veteran owned. I'm the only one. I'm the owner, operator, with my wife.
I'll put you down as president.
There you go. President, vice president, treasurer, secretary.
Yes.
We bought it. I saw a need a few years ago. A good friend of ours needed a funeral. And my friends at Riders for Life found this individual that owned it, and he wasn't doing real well with it. He didn't have the pizzazz, I guess. He was real quiet. Yes. But he offered it for sale, and for whatever reason, I decided I needed that. So I bought it. We hooked it to my Harley Davidson instead of his Volkswagen. And we've done 25 funerals in 2.5 years. So several veterans, several people that have, some people never even rode a motorcycle. They just wanted a different way to go.
Yes.
And any way you look at it, we're all going to go.
That was your calling, huh?
That was it. Yep.
In fact, they showed the video clip, but I also had some pictures there, even with your bike and on the back. I don't know whether they got a chance to load those pictures there. Were they hearing me or not? But beautiful blue bike. That's my favorite color anyway.
Yes.
It's blue.
Beautiful.
And that is also a way of helping.
Yes.
In the community.
Oh yeah, yeah. We didn't buy it to get rich at all. I mean, obviously we need to pay for it. We need to make a little bit of money, but we know we aren't going to get rich. And if we can help our brother, our sister, several people call that we've never met, but we don't leave as strangers. They're just did a funeral 2 days ago up in Beaver Creek, and they invited us back to the VFW hall, and it was just like going in as I do at home with RFL or the other groups that we hang with. Everybody's friendly. Everybody gives you a hug, shakes your hand, pats your back. If you need something, there's always somebody ready to step up and help you.
Yes,
And we're going to continue that for a long time.
All right. Well, you found your calling.
I hope
everybody have a place in this
sir.
life. You found your calling, because when you love to do something, it's really not like work. But if a person don't understand operation calls, well, we understand we have a few.
Yes.
But it costs to operate any type of business.
Right.
But we're thankful and grateful for you and the service you have done, and how that you all continue to
we
work
will.
for the community.
Absolutely. We love our community.
All right. Valerie,
Yes.
what you going to tell me about yourself and your Writers for Life group? What did you do?
What did I do?
Besides beat up all the guys.
I didn't beat up nobody.
Today.
Today.
I just have a regular scooter, and they accepted me for my scooter.
You was accepted for your scooter.
Yep.
Okay.
She helps out a lot.
Well, yeah, I help out.
She's there to help out.
So she's trying to be modest for some reason or another.
Yeah.
Going to speak out and talk about it, right?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know, if you need something, just let one of us know, and we do what we can to help point you in the right direction or help you out.
Or you're something like a den mom? No.
Her and 30 other ones, yeah.
Yeah.
There's.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, let us move on to the treasurer, the money man.
Yeah.
Let Mike tell us a little bit what they do.
Well, where to start here? The group was started back in 2013. A guy came up with the idea, everybody meeting together and getting out and riding, and since then we've got patches, and we've grown to do a lot of big charities. And let's see, we big sponsor of disabled kids up in Middletown, a group up there, the Dream Catchers. Also Joseph Legacy, a lot with animals, that group. The last several years we've raised, last year was over $15,000 for kids in need.
Okay.
Christmas,
so much
right?
more. We've donated, I don't know, a bunch of money for Middletown Police. They bought a canine dog. The fire department's starting up a dive rescue. I mean, I'm probably forgetting a lot. We've been in the hospitals for the children, donated to Children's Hospital. There's so much more.
What they do is just call upon you at sometime, the group, or?
Just all of our people getting together and
Okay.
coming up with ideas and doing this. And I mean, from lemonade runs for these kids, kids not even aware that, 20, 30 bikes are going to show up and
Right.
buy lemonade from them. And usually, lemonade's a quarter or 50 cents, and everybody's putting out a 5 or a 20 to these kids so that, it makes their day. From that to doing these funerals with one more ride, and just learning along the way and how to respect life and each other and community, everything really. It's very, very unique and good group, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
So you get working with your neighbors in the community
Yes.
and helping that neighbor and understanding that neighbor being, as Christ said, that whoever needs that help.
Yeah.
And being neighborly to one another, because so much of that has changed in our country. Can't do the things we used to do, and
Right.
one neighbor look after the other one.
Exactly.
We've lost so much of that over the years, and it's a blessing to hear that yet have some groups, some individuals, yet working together for a common goal of their neighbor. You're speaking of some of the young groups that you help with the lemonade and so forth. It's selling, sometimes they charge a quarter, but people just turn out giving $5 or more to them.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
And these groups are what they are doing. The children group, youth group.
You never know. It might be for their baseball team or buying shirts for the cheerleaders or anything along those lines.
And some of the kids, they're just like they might be, really wanting a toy or something, and it's a friend of a friend knows this about these kids, and we'll say, hey, get a hold of the parents, have them set up this lemonade stand at this time on this day, and we'll be there, and we show up, and kid might, pocket $100 or $200 to go buy what they was wanting to buy, so it works out for them. We got guys over, group patch members in PA.
Okay.
Dad and Sarah. I mean, their free time they're working Red Cross, and
We are a
we
501
had
too.
we're a 501c3. We've had several of our members come up here in Dayton, the tornado relief.
Okay.
Right.
Grill out 500 hot
Right.
dogs, hundreds of
Gave
cheeseburgers,
up,
hand out waters,
Hundreds
clean
and
up,
hundreds of
cutting
cases
trees
of
down.
water. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, just numerous amount of hours and work, and just giving.
Right. And that a love.
Yes.
Yet have love and that care. We yet have people that love one another.
Absolutely.
And naturally, all the noise from the bike's going to get the attention, isn't it?
Yeah, we
To bring them out.
we usually get the attention when we all roll in. It's between all the different colors, you'll see every color of motorcycle you can think of. You're going to see every brand pretty much, from crotch rockets or sport bikes, whatever, scooters. Mine is a big trike. He's got a street glide. Everybody just rides with everybody. Nobody's got an attitude. We just, go out and have a little fun.
We got my wife, Casey's got a Riker.
Right.
Shirley's
Yep.
Mama Mac's got a Riker.
Right.
They're just all different.
Right.
Val's scooter. We've just a big variety of bikes and people. I mean, just it's
Yeah.
a good time. We have big poker runs, and our road captains, the hours of work to go out and pre-ride these rides and
Okay.
prepare for them, and that way if there's any road hazards or detours, they'll have all this hashed out and figured out before we take off to keep every one of us safe.
Right.
So,
Right. That's
some
a
of
heck
these
of a,
people-
a heck of a job right there.
Yes. Some of these people come to the poker runs, they've never been. Some of you never rode in a group, a poker run or anything. So our road captains, I give it up to them. They do their homework pretty good.
And I think I missed the bonfire. Did you have a bonfire recently? Was it last week they had a bonfire up here?
Sure.
No,
Last Saturday, I was a couple of places there. But I noticed one beautiful thing that my wife was talking about when we all came together on the 911, the different bikers with so many different bike clubs.
Yes.
She said, "Do you know?" She didn't hear any loud, rowdy language.
Right. Yeah. No bickering.
No bickering, no fighting. The different
disrespect.
clubs there, no
Right.
disrespect. And it was really a beautiful occasion.
Mm-hmm.
We really enjoyed, and that has been each time though.
Right.
And it shows you that we can.
Yes.
I don't know why that Valerie thinks she's gonna get off and not talking. I'm not that type of person. You're not getting away with that.
Hey, she's cooked us numerous
Yeah, she does a lot of cooking.
You're a cook, huh?
numerous amounts of food at the
Right.
clubhouse. She's hours of wrapping presents and
Right,
Christmas.
yep.
I mean, this girl, she's done
word.
a lot. All of our women, they
Yes.
all chip in and they make
I don't
it
do it by
happen.
myself. Everybody pitches in.
Well, yes, you're representing everybody today.
Yeah.
Like
You get to
getting
tell
the,
them what you know.
getting the truck for the Christmas presents.
Oh yeah, I
tell
drive
us-
a
tell
big
us.
box truck
Right.
for
She's yep.
going to Walmart and picking out all the Christmas presents and putting them in the back of my truck and delivering them to the RFL center so we can
You
wrap
get to
them.
pick out the Christmas presents?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. we,
30,
Yeah.
probably what we have, 30,
30,
40 carts,
Right.
Yeah.
about 50 shoppers.
Right.
Well, I'm getting ready to put my bid in my
Walmart.
wish list.
Walmart loves us.
And I usually dress up as an elf.
Yes, it
Okay.
does.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I usually find a shelf to sit on and make it fun. We have fun while we're shopping.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And so I guess they give a chance to children get to understanding. A lot of times people hear a bike or loud noise, they get a lot of negative things. It's sad to say we have people that really hate bikers for whatever reason. They, well, you know as well as I do, some try to hit them on the roadway.
Yep.
And I think basically because people are ignorant of understanding that you have other
Exactly.
people that are doing things probably more than those that are sitting back criticizing.
Correct.
Yes.
Of course, it's the same thing about churches, and someone was saying earlier about Republicans and Democrats. We try to separate and itemize and have these stigmas about these different individuals, but they are all people.
Right.
You got good and bad on both sides.
Right.
And it's reaching out to the community, reaching out to hurt.
Right.
So it's some of the things, I know you've had a lot of experiences on the road, and you've come.
Oh yeah, we've well, I've been a truck driver for several years on the highway, and
Yes.
I've been coast to coast several times, north, south, east, everywhere. As have several of us that are in the group. So if there's, we have approximately 60 PESH members,
Okay.
close, and. Yeah. Anyway, but when there's a big something going on, say one weekend, there's 3 different rides. We can take 20 and go this way, and 30 other people join them and go with them, and a bunch of them go the other way, and everybody, we help all the groups that we can.
Support
Yeah,
as much
support
as
all
we
of
can.
like the Ronald McDonald ride. Again, this year we won the biggest club participation trophy. Second year in a row, I believe, for that.
Yes.
That's a real big ride. Good friend of ours.
So you got a lot of known people that do know you, but there's a few that still don't know
Right.
that you're out there.
Right.
Ronald McDonald's, and you have to support the police and the youth department, the children. They got their own individual group. You're not just picking out certain groups those that need you.
No.
That's why I feel that Samaritan story just fits you just right.
Yeah, I believe it does. If we see somebody, you said our neighbor, one of the neighbors close to the center was having issues one day with needing to get somewhere, and my wife and I gave him a ride, which goes along with just helping out.
Yes.
So I firmly believe that we'll be paid back in the future.
Oh, well, the thing is, when you're doing things from your heart, it's a great reward in doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand that. My wife understands that. When you're talking about packaging and so forth, I know about that. We used to give out Christmas baskets, so I know there's a lot of work that's going in. They're not looking for anything monetarily, but just be happy. I mean, it's such a joy
Yes.
to see somebody that actually appreciate or actually in need. Now, we know a lot of people out there hanging their hand out and playing games, but people are actually out there needing.
Yeah.
And those that are actually needing, some of them have been so independent that some don't even want a handout.
Right, yeah.
But I know you experienced that too.
It's sometimes hard to accept help,
Yes.
especially when you've worked your whole life and all of a sudden you find yourself in trouble and you really need help, and a lot of them will eventually, they'll ask if they need something. And then some of them just kind of get help because certain people know they need it and it just shows up. So,
Yes. It's beautiful that you are a visionary that can see and understand those things.
right,
And I understand because, like you said, you drove from coast to coast in the truck and you see and you meet so many different individuals.
exactly.
And truckers and others, travelers, are not so tunnel vision. Some people in the one location, they can't see the blessing and to see the need and different communities that you may travel. The insight and even the love that you have for the first responders. A lot of people don't even understand what the first responders go through.
Exactly, yeah.
And I wish I had thought about one day having some first responders come in and talk about the thing, because people, they see them as having a badge.
Right.
They see them as a fireman or whatever, but they don't know what these people go through on a daily basis.
Or they see them at an accident scene
Exactly.
for 10 minutes and then they're gone, and it's, but,
Yeah.
and that's all they see. So, yeah, that would be a good idea.
Because a lot of those people have families and
Mm-hmm.
and believe it, the things that they see at some of the gory accidents,
Right.
but they have to be the first one there.
Yeah.
They're a human being. And you can only take so much.
Yeah.
And if they don't believe it's pressure, for the last, the last few weeks have been brought to our attention how some of those first responders and such that help the public are taking their own lives. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress that we don't understand.
Right.
And I think when we look at our brothers and look at our neighbors and began to try to understand our brothers and neighbors and not the stigma that everyone seemed to think
Correct.
that they may have addressed and they're supposed to be. I mean, he's like a rough rider, doesn't he?
I'm a pretty big pussycat.
Can't see that big kindergarten in there.
He's got one. He's a good guy. I've known him a long time.
Yeah.
He used to be my boss. I drive trucks as well. And actually, I love him now. I still hold a Class A CDL, but steel mill. He was my boss, and I'm going to tell you, he's a real good guy, real fair, and I don't want to swell his head up too much. Known him a long time. He's a good guy. And his one more ride it's a pretty deep ceremony. It about bring tears to your eye, really. I mean, he does a very, very good job of what he does, and I think he's a perfect guy for it. He's got the heart.
That's the important thing.
Yes.
To have the heart for it. You see all this hard arm with the heart outside, but I think the old song, I don't know if you guys know it or not, people look on the outside. I thought about Robin Williams when he had passed. Someone said they never thought he's making everybody happy, joking and so forth. They never knew he had that personal problem that he was dealing with. It was an old song that said, "Take a good look at my face." I think it was Smokey Robinson. You see the smile look out of place, and if you look closer, you'll see the tracks of my tears.
Right.
They don't see the heart and what the person go through. They see the outside, and they just assume that this person, what everybody else is saying, on the bandwagon. That's why I was so glad when First Ride and you guys decided to come here and share. Let someone else see another side that they don't understand.
Right.
Because it's easy to generalize when we see people. It's easy for us to make our opinion and run with it.
Right.
And we're satisfied by making our own opinion. But there is more to,
Absolutely.
than you see on the outside. I don't know the treasurer he's holding back on me too. I know he can share some more stuff. I don't want to drive back
I got a few
home.
more things. Yeah, want to hear some more? Back to our Christmas thing here. We'll pick these kids up with a limo.
Yeah.
We'll have usually about 9 motorcycles up front, like the reindeer, and Santa Claus.
All decorated.
Yeah, everything. Everybody decorated
all kinds
out.
of lights and
And a bunch of bikes in the back. And pick these kids up at their house, bring them back to our clubhouse. We got a huge clubhouse, probably one of the biggest and real nice place, Southwest Ohio there. And I have Santa, man, the kids have a blast. We don't know these kids usually, none of them. The parents are nothing.
Yeah.
And we just sometimes get a little inside, or we kind of look into them a little bit, and we do pretty good, spend pretty good amount on these kids, and it just makes these kids' day. It makes our day. It makes parents, the parents come in there and they tears them up, tears us all up emotionally, really. This last year we took a bunch of toys down to Butler County Children's Services, and I learned that day, I never thought they had over 400 kids in custody, that they was having to deal with, probably, parents maybe had passed away or this and that, or, just, I don't know, struggling here and there, and it was pretty sad, really, to learn that, over 400 kids.
Yes.
So.
And that's at one location.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a.
Birthdays, I can go on the birthdays at our clubhouse. If you have a birthday, you're a member or even a center member, you're getting whipped creamed at the clubhouse. Usually, it's a sneak attack. So, I mean, if it's your birthday or close to it, you look around because someone's coming with whipped cream. It's coming. That's always been a thing there that we do.
But even the scripture speak of a merry heart is good for the soul. And it has a lot to do with the happiness and your happiness and making someone else happy. I can identify with some groups like yours. I'm blessed. I did prison ministries and a lot on the inside. They don't realize those men in there are just like men on the outside, just got in trouble and got on the bad side. And it's good for us to search a little deep, do a little something we can do to help without criticizing and talking about. And when you're talking about the young people, I also ministered to juvenile years ago, and my wife was with me quite often, and sometimes if it was just her and myself, sometimes we went out and did special things, and I'm talking about incarcerated. And it really blew our mind because I was prepared to talk to teenagers, had my back to the audience, waiting for the kids to come in, and I looked at the expression on my wife's face, and when I turned around, would you believe they were incarcerated 5, 6, 7 years old?
Really?
Wow.
8, and they'd come down and cross their little legs and sit on the floor, and I'm saying, oh my God, what message was I beginning to give? It's easy to run past all of this. There's so much things taking place right in our society that people take no time with. But it moves my heart to think about.
Absolutely.
Some of the young girls now, 11 years old, they were picked up for prostitution. It's still vivid in my mind, the different things that God blessed us to go through, that I can respect and honor groups like yours that has a care for those that everyone sort of have thrown to the wolves or thrown in foul 13. A lot of these people, some was outstanding citizens before they had a fall in life. So maybe financial, they couldn't have it.
Right.
Or for one reason or the other. Like we talk about our soldiers. How many of our soldiers now on the street, homeless and so forth, needing help? And, well, I'm a Vietnam era vet. And we're some of the most undecorated soldiers all time because the media, people didn't know what they went through, and it was years later before they even realized what these men actually was experiencing that yet affect them mentally, yet on the street, homeless. But having a big heart that you guys have, you're looking to help neighbors, as I said, not necessarily you have a personal relationship with, but someone that needs your help, that you're there for them.
And hopefully we can touch, especially the younger ones, teenagers, and if they're headed down the wrong path, maybe we can bring them back. Just sometimes they don't like, that's all they did with me when I was a kid.
Yes.
An older gentleman took me to the side, kind of put me under his wing and changed my whole direction. His name was Ron Taylor, and I thank him every time we go back home to visit. He's not in real good health right now, but he was my hero, and I don't mind saying that. But he really helped me out a lot. And if we can help, each one of us as a member can help just one, and that one can help someone else.
Oh, yes.
It'll be a avalanche in a few years. So.
Oh, yes. And that seed goes on. It's just like you get remembered, and I said many times, what you remember here from that one man, how many other lives did he touch?
Exactly.
And then those people, somewhere in their heart, somewhere, they got to reach back and remember, someone did it for me. And they want to do it in some degree, maybe not as much as you, but some degree want to help someone else. and the beat goes on. Isn't that right, Valerie?
That's right.
Your turn.
I'm gonna pick at her. She gonna give me a spiel there after a while.
I figured she'd thought of something by now.
Yes.
You'd think, yeah.
I'll tell you one of the funnest times I had. I'll tell you, we got the dream catchers there in Middletown, disabled kids. And we, our group's there all the time for their games, and they let us surround the field on our bikes, and even bring the bikes on field. But one time they had our group there, and people could pay, I don't know if it's $5 or something, but they would handicap us for, like, say you would pay, and all this money would go towards the dream catchers. And so say Sweep would get up to bat, and I would buy a handicap for him, and they'd put a pair of safety glasses on him, one side like electrical taped, and on the other side halfway, and then someone else could add another handicap to him, tie one arm behind his back, one leg up. I mean, just certain things,
Right.
And us, and the kids got to laugh at us, and stuff. But, and then we also got to see, kind of like trying to play with,
Right.
a disability or something. And
Oh, yeah.
we had a good time doing it, and I think the kids loved
Oh,
it.
yeah.
They laughed, and they had a blast watching us do it.
Yeah.
And it raised pretty good amount of money
Right.
for them.
Yes.
But yeah, we've been with them for a while, and that's a real good group. And
They get a chance to get on the bike and ride with you guys sometime, or
we've had them out on
Once
the
in a
field.
while.
We let them drive up. Well, we got a sidecar,
Yeah.
and we've had them there. Usually it's the opening day. They have
Right.
the parachute guys come in and land, and put many of them in the sidecar. And Hoss, our VP, he's rode them around several times. And
yes.
I think Valerie's got something.
She's thinking.
Scooters. I think she's
Is she ready?
thinking.
That's good.
Tell us about that scooter, Valerie.
Well, she's broke down right now,
Oh,
She needs help.
but
She ain't been broke down long though.
No.
This girl's been all over. She's ride.
I'll ride anywhere, anytime, rain, shine, snow.
oh my, that's a challenge right there.
Yep.
She's definitely big. She's there.
You out there on when it's icy and snowy?
I have.
Yes.
Just,
Well, think about what you're doing during the
Steady.
Christmas season. I guess so.
yeah, yep,
Some Christmas are worse than the others.
right.
Yes, and my hat's off to you because I slide in a 4-wheeler car.
You just gotta lean with it and go with it.
Oh yeah, yes. I understand a little bit of heavy equipment. That's what I did for 30 years.
Well, I drive a box truck for a living,
Oh, okay.
so,
Hey, you are a go-getter,
yep,
a hauler.
yep.
You think he'd let you drive his bike sometime with that hearse?
I don't know.
He's not gonna share that.
No, that's all him.
Well, there is one member of the group, Daniel LaRoche, that has offered in the past if I can't make it for whatever reason. So far, he's the only one. So,
And I think Daniel feels it, from his heart. He
oh yeah, absolutely.
have to bury one of his kids.
One of his
and
kids, yeah.
So
Yep. That's how we met.
Yeah,
And been family ever since. Not friends, we're family.
yes. Isn't it important? I know in military and I use Marine, we say infiltrate and destroy. I don't hate to use the word infiltrate, but don't you feel that we need to learn one another to be able to help one another?
I agree.
Rather than just take for granted. Sometimes, if we got to know somebody a little bit better or give them a half the chance, we may find out there's something totally different than the stigma that we look on the outer shell or what we've been told or to believe.
Right. Or the first time you meet them, it's a bad day for them and they're in a bad mood. But the next time, you're already thinking, oh, they're going to be in a bad mood. And then all of it, as time goes on, you realize it's not how it is. It was just a bad day.
We're all built different. We're all not the same.
Right.
Or you might come in with a bad mood and you smile at them and brightens her day a little bit. You
Yes.
smile at somebody's gonna smile
Yes,
back.
it will. Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody may not, but there's enough out there that will. And that is the thing about it. A lot of times, people will look for everybody else to smile first, but sometimes you have to break the ice. Just a word, something nice to say and whatever, and move it along. Just a word. And I think if we would consider that that all people have the same feelings, they have the same, basically, family structure. It may not be in your family, but yet and still they have some type of identity that we all have. That's one thing about in war, and I'm sure you know about that. We get very, very close. We forget about all the things, stigma that we thought about because we're depending on one another to survive.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think we should even do more so in good times, even in a civilian life. Even the tornadoes that we had in Dayton, how so many people come together.
Yes.
Not thinking about their background or whatever, but just being there to help one another. The 911 that we talk about so often, the whole country for once came together, considering and really looking at one another as being, hey, this is another guy just like I am. This is another girl just like I am. They got a family. They have a need. I can't save the world, but I can one by one.
Or what if that happened to me? What if I was a part of that or a victim of that? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. When you see so much around you, how can you close your eyes to it?
Exactly. Yeah, well, most of us can't. That's why we're doing this. We
But a lot
can't.
do. And a lot do though out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, more and more. It seems like there's more and more people every day that's
Yes.
kind of making it for a better tomorrow, I should say.
Yep. Yeah,
Especially
we
when
are.
we see hardship times, when we start seeing, and a person has been through a hard time, not everybody, but they tend to be a little bit more understanding when someone else is facing the same thing that they found themselves in. But I thought you're the president or the founder of your group. Did he start by himself, or or was it a unified effort that brought you guys together?
Yeah, he started a name and the page and by himself, yes, and then some close friends, and kind of grew a little more with some more close friends. Those friends got to know these friends, and it's grew from there. It's
Brought in more
really
friends.
it's really grown pretty big.
Yeah.
It has. I mean, it's pretty busy some days, I should say. It gets busy. I mean, a lot of cook-offs, a lot of prepping for a poker run to raise, we'll say, $9,000 to buy the city of Middletown a police dog. I think we raised $8,900. I mean,
Right.
it's a lot. To all the ladies and helping with the baskets, making these beautiful, pretty baskets, or what's a good item that's going to get a lot of people to put in on it, to want it, and to make that goal,
Yes.
and just a lot of good people, out there supporting, and just a lot of good people in our group. Everything making it happen, and expanding our group and our cause and what we do.
Yeah.
It's just we've grown pretty big.
Yes.
Really.
Good,
Very
you're all
good.
good. Basically, I understand what you're saying. When you don't know how many people just looking for something to do, but they have nobody to take the ring,
Right.
to get it started, and they're just waiting for someone because everybody's not a good leader.
Right.
But they need someone, and it's a beautiful job that you guys are doing, and you have other people that look and say, hey, these guys doing something great, and hopefully those that listen to our show today say, hey,
Right.
those guys got something going on. I would like to either join them or start a group similar to them, and that's a great way to
Yes.
catch on.
Right.
Contact
And
us.
we
with
are a nonprofit. We keep nothing for ourselves.
Yes.
Right.
It all goes for everybody else.
None of us are paid. It's
Yeah.
it's
All
volunteer
free
work.
willing.
And we
All volunteer. Yep.
I work 60 hours every week down in Cincinnati at the landfill, and it's on top of that. He works, she works, we all work, and then
Yes.
and we got a cleaning crew. Like I said, we got a real big clubhouse, and
I'm late.
he heads the cleaning crew. It's a busy thing, but we all
Well, he get a little break with us today.
stick to it.
It's justified.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm sure there's other ones there that have opened it up, and the regular people are still there to help. So we know it's covered.
We just patched in some new members not long ago, and a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
in fact, and
They'll be there.
man, their hearts are in it. Seems like, and
Yes.
they're ball of fire, on them right there. So
You pass the passion along.
It's nice to see.
Yes.
And how it works. There's things that go on through the week. Wednesdays, some of us
Right.
work day. I work nights. To Thursday nights, to Friday nights, Saturday, some on Sunday. So it's good to have a pretty good variety of people to be able to cover what we do, and that's really made us what we are today. Everybody just making it happen.
Yes, great. Do you work with any church groups or anything that maybe or have in the past? Or
We've
assist you or?
what's Laura's church?
Oh yeah, God's Lighthouse. Is that?
Not sure
Yeah.
I
exactly.
think it's
There's
God's Lighthouse in Middletown. They're I think that's what it is. If it's not, I apologize. But
Yeah.
we help them. And the lady that's in that is also a big supporter of the handicapped children for dream catchers also.
Okay.
So it's all, as you start to go to these places and you help people and you find out, hey, I know you from over here and
Yeah.
I know you from over there, and before you know it, you're good friends, and then you got 10 of their friends coming in, and it's everybody gets around.
And we definitely got nothing against working with any
Right?
church.
Oh, yeah, anybody.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes. Yes, and I don't know if any in that area that may even know what you're doing that want to help fund some way that what you're doing.
Yeah.
And a lot of nonprofit organizations is not nonprofit. I know that
Yeah.
as well. But there's a beauty in knowing what a nonprofit. I guess that's why I never built a big church, because I always looked for to give it. I felt it was freely give, and so many people have that stigma against some churches because they don't understand. All of them are not the way that money. You got people out there really care about individuals.
Yes.
And that's the
Right.
that's the main thing.
Right.
And I like the heart you have, and like I was talking to him earlier at the 911. He said, "Well, we can't really say our religious affiliation, but we do good things to people." And I said, "That's close enough."
Yeah.
Because we are. That's what we do.
We've had a lot of our rides blessed. And,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and,
Yeah. We have.
Yes.
I can't remember the group that just came in and blessed all of our bikes at the beginning of the season. Do you remember who it was? I don't. But big shout out to them, because thank you.
But before we have our ride 911, we all open with prayer.
Yes, absolutely.
Always acknowledge them, yes, before we go forth, because we need divine intervention help on the way.
Yes.
Even those hecklers that we haven't had anything that don't understand.
Right.
And that's why we have talk shows. Hey, let us understand. Everybody that go past you is not your enemy. Everybody, because you don't understand who they are, is against you.
Right.
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 And like I said, I'm amazed. I'm not a biker, but I see all the different bikes and the different clubs come together. I snatched them, and we're glad you all guys are here. The girls, in fact, when we got to 911, when I was working with the guy, I was reaching out to find those that wanted to participate. And the girls, now the directors there, I only invited them one time. They grabbed the candy and stuff, and the next thing I knew, they showed up, and I looked around. There they were. Not knowing they was going to be the directors later.
Right. Yeah.
So you never know. I love something, I don't know if about Apostle Paul, as speaker, he said, one planteth, another watereth. God gives the increase. And all the increase we have is by doing good and sharing. We can't wait on our brother. We do what we can. And things work out.
Yes, I do.
Yes. One day you look back and you see maybe a bust of a brother over here somewhere. They never thought that much about me.
Yeah.
Sad thing about it, I mean, even your artists. I also write I write poetry and so forth, so I understand. I enjoy writing it, but I understand it may not be appreciated as much as it is for sometime we're going on. Think about how many artists, how many great men and women passed on. They didn't get the accolades while they were doing it.
Right.
Some didn't even appreciate it probably until they were going on. So you as well as I know we're not working for accolades on a daily basis, or because there's something in our heart that we want to reach out and share with others. Am I saying your heart, or am I on the right course?
Yes, sir.
On the right path.
Absolutely.
So we do good because it's right to do good.
Right. And
It's right
that's
to do
the-
good.
yep.
Yes. And I was going to tell you, if Valerie don't do more talking, I'm going to have her to sing.
Can't
Take
do that neither. I ain't very good at that neither.
Don't take that. You are good. Whatever you do, you are good at it. And I hear the brethrens already have given their testimony. Because believe me, I know hard work, believe me. And sometimes I can identify with a lot of times since I've had so many different jobs myself. I worked at a steel mill. Might have crossed paths sometime. I don't know, might have loaded your truck.
Maybe. That's. I've been to a lot of steel mills and loaded a lot of trucks.
Yeah. A lot of
Right there, Uncle. I 40-ton forklifts, just loads rolls of steel on the trucks.
Did you load our trucks?
You know, we've seen a lot of good too, a lot of good throughout the years, and we've had some hard times too. We've lost a few members. I've seen, you know, younger people that I thought was going to pull through illness here and there. We've seen that, and they did. And it's, you know, it's got its downs too. You know, it's ups and downs. That's life, of course. You know, but it's been pretty educating to, I'm sure, a lot of us. But you know, I will say that for me, it's definitely educating, and I've learned a lot with this group and a lot of these people that I share a patch with.
Right. And see, that's another stigma. A lot. I think people, not everybody, but don't really understand bikers. They don't realize that we have jobs,
Right.
and we're not freeloaders. They think there's the bomb out there. I guess they think. I guess they thinking of the years of the hippies they heard about. I remember the years, but some of them don't even know what it was about.
We know we know a lot of motorcycle groups out there,
Right.
clubs and stuff, and it seems like there's a lot of them nowadays that are doing. Man, they're doing charity and fundraisers, or getting this together, or, you know, getting stuff up to buy school supplies for this school here or there, and it's definitely pretty.
A lot of stuff, Halloweens and Christmases, and we do a lot of what they call trunk or treat type thing for Halloween.
Okay.
And we'll park in a big circle, and kids will walk through, and a lot of us will dress up as who knows what, and
Scare yourself, huh?
yeah, sometimes. Yeah. And when they plan these things, rain or shine, you know,
Yes.
that's the only time that you can do it. So we come up with some pretty inventive ways to stay dry at times.
We've made big floats.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Valerie, she's a big help on that. So
Yeah.
she won't tell us about that,
She want to talk about it. She want to tell me about that.
but she is a good singer too.
Oh, okay. I knew I hit that niche. She played it out, didn't she? Played down on me. But I love these type of things to bring light on these things, because there's some that have a stigma against churches. I guess I'm sort of the underdog to try to bring it to light, because a lot of times people think churches are only there for money. There may be some megas that are getting a lot of money, but there's a lot of pastors in churches have to have a job and yet carry on the ministry and actually support a lot of the ministry from their own income. I know quite a few.
Yeah.
I got two down there at the landfill that drive and roll off, and they're reverends, and they work 60 hours a week.
Yes.
And have been there 30 plus years, and
Yes.
so they work.
Yes. And people look on them sometimes, they're getting all the money. They don't know they're making their own money. They have a job. And that's the beautiful thing that I wanted to share.
Yes.
You guys work, you have jobs.
Yep.
And a lot of the money you use is to help those that you're donating, contributing to the work that you're doing.
And a lot of it comes from us too, our
Right.
pockets.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we donate.
Right. We have to work so that they
The work
just to
business.
help, to help them, I should say.
And I think a lot of times people don't really understand that. You know, and I'm sure I'm looking at Valerie over there. I'm sure she runs short at the cash register at the fund. At this little short, she go in her own pocket
Yeah.
and make it up. You see, that's just a love that we have, and, you know, we try to share with one another. And it's something that we can pass on to our children.
Right. We have a lot of grandchildren that hang out down at the
Yes. Oh,
at the
yes.
clubhouse. We have some of our own,
Yes.
and she's accepted like anyone else. The same as pretty much anybody that walks in that door. Is nothing but respect, love, happiness, and just have a good time.
We got a family-oriented clubhouse.
Very family.
You know, kids, kid welcome, kid friendly.
Right.
Pool tables,
Yeah.
punching machine, dartboards,
Right.
big screen projector. I mean,
All that costs money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
cooking and you
Yeah.
know, it's
And think about it. I know the news media, like big media, they promote more negative, I say sometimes,
Yes, they do.
and give more attention to the negative things and bad things. And I know they get their jobs and so forth, whatever, but not enough of the good things like you guys and others are doing in our community get that limelight, get that attention. that need to be gotten. That, hey, these people are out there working for the good. They still are American citizens. They still believe in red, white, and blue. Everybody is not,
Right.
on the downside of hate and everything else. And I thank God to be here. And I was thinking, this is a nonprofit station. Little redhead lady that I was blessed to know to start, she had to fight hard to get this set up. She's passed on now. Pictures out there in that studio. But the thing is, everybody have to go through something for us to enjoy things in the future. She didn't have all the help, but she got out there and beat out this. She was one little feisty redhead. But through her hard work, through her dedication, that this studio that we have in Dayton here, DATV, DSTV, many of the producers here didn't even know anything about it, but they're enjoying the privilege in the community. So like you guys, I wanted to share with you, that also was a nonprofit organization, a person that used their own funds, used their own get up and go, and now they're doing quite well. In fact, I wish she was living today that she could see some of the things that we're doing even today.
Right.
I've only been here 34 years.
Only 34 years.
Over the years, yeah. We're not in the same business because we went from one to another here.
Right.
And I that's why I can say, you may not see all the results of what you're doing now, but planting good seeds.
Yeah.
And to the children they see and they are watching you. They are monitoring every move you do, even though you don't realize that the smallest child is watching what we do as adults today.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, and I'm going to let you all summarize and close here. The church I pastored when I was in Cincinnati, the young man pastoring that church now was 13 years old when I was there. And he come to me once and he looked at me and said, you gave me my first Bible. You must have seen something in me.
Right.
He's pastoring a church down there, doing a very good job, I understand. So we must realize, whether we realize it or not, one way or another, we are mentoring someone
Right.
without really knowing it.
Right.
The little eyes as you looking at you, you probably don't even realize that person. That might be the very person that watches you so closely, and it'd be the other clone you in later years.
Right. My turn.
Yes. So in closing, I was wondering who want to start it up and summarize our talk today. Of course, she'll have to at least speak 5 minutes at least. Valerie, got to get that out of her. But wherever you want to start, just share what you may want to say to the general public. If there's somebody that may be interested in what you're doing, or the heart that you have in reaching out, whatever's on your heart and mind you want to summarize, and then finish up by giving us how to get in touch with you, by address, email, or whatever, okay? Whichever you want to start.
I will.
Go ahead.
Well, as far as the one more ride is concerned, I firmly believe that when we get to wherever it is that we go when we leave here, we're still going to have our motorcycles. So this is not your last ride. This is just one more ride to get to that point in your life. And the help that I've received since we acquired this, and the brotherhood, sisterhood of everybody at Riders for Life, and several other groups that are there with us all the time, Pot-Bellied Pigs, Eagle Riders, Moose Riders, all the help that we've received, and the other small businesses that have helped me when I needed certain things to build, or to improve what we had. That's what's made us what we are, and we just want to keep going forward. So.
Yeah.
If you need one more ride, it's 513-465-0967, or you can email me at bobion@yahoo.com. Thank you.
Praise God.
You just never know who's in need, and it might be actually you that's in need and not expecting it, and you just never know. You may see us.
Yeah.
If you need help, or you know somebody that needs help, find us down at 510 Oxford State Road,
Call Valerie.
Middletown.
Yeah.
Ask for Valerie by name.
Yes.
We'll put her on.
Seen you on TV.
All right. We're going to continue to do what we've been doing, and like I said, we got some new patch members, and it's going to be a good rest of the year, and I think next year is going to be even bigger. And yeah, if you want to get a hold of us or come see what we do, come to the clubhouse. We're down there at 510 Oxford State Road, Middletown, Ohio. Look us up on Facebook, Riders for Life, Riders Club, and come check us out. And I think you like us down there, like our group, our people, and everything. And,
Great.
Yeah, we'd love to. We're all arms open.
Right.
All right.
Come on down.
And if you
that-
catch us, you hashtag us, catch us if you can.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There you go.
Catch if you
I was
can,
going to say that. Catch us if you can. Yeah.
Sounds like you do a lot of writing. But it's a beauty in it. And I like the title and the subject of your club, Writers for Life. That's a little catchy and have a deep meaning.
Yes.
And we have a special friend in the audience out of all. What's her name? Again.
Casey.
She goes by High Maintenance. It's my wife.
High maintenance, Casey. She may not be on the set, but we got you on there.
Married to her for 18 years, a little over 18 years.
Beautiful years. All right.
Yep.
So those of you at home, we trust you learned a little something more about our bikers or riders for life. May God bless you. May heaven smile on you is our prayer.
Good God Almighty, tell how great He's been to me. Tell how good saved our soul. Gave us love, made us whole.